Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome to American Truck Simulator. Alright folks, this has been a long time coming. This game has finally come out. What is it, February 2nd, so earlier than we anticipated actually, which is pretty neat. So, sorry for the lack of videos on American Truck Simulator. I wasn't feeling amazing, so I still probably don't sound 100% myself, but I thought I would at least try and sound a little bit better for you guys. So, here we are. So I actually own this truck. This is our truck. It is a Peterbilt. What did you expect? And as you can see, I went with the Peterbilt 579, I think. I think you only really have one choice here, 579 duty cabin. And this only has, I think, let's go to diagnostics. Does it tell me how much horsepower it has? It does. Good. 370 horsepower. So not a whole lot. And we've only got about 1350 foot-pounds, or pounds of foot. I think I thought it was foot-pounds of torque. Anyways, so that's what we got right now. This is the truck we are using. We don't have any. We have a garage because we have a truck, but we don't have any people in our garage yet other than ourselves. So let's get rolling. As you can see, we have a bulldozer today, which should be kind of fun to drive around. And the parking brake is engaged. Should be kind of fun to drive, and let's see how it works out. So I've been driving around a little bit already. That's the reason why I have this truck. I figured I would spare you the quick jobs that you have to do in order to get to this point, and then I thought I would just jump to having a truck already. So here we are. And for those people who are wondering, I am using the Cytec side panel. It's working fine with American Truck Sim, which is good. I wasn't sure if it was going to work right off the bat, but I don't know why I expected anything else. Oh, I don't want to go straight here. Stalled. That's what you get when you stand behind the cabbie. Oh, of course. I have to remember this is a very low-powered engine. It's only 370 horsepower, so I've stalled it so many times. Oh, we used to have a wagon like that back in the day. Huh, that's funny. We used to I have to remember it's a low-powered vehicle, low-powered truck, so I can't just start it in, like, you know, in 7th or 8th gear, basically. I have to start it in the lower gears. Not super low, but low enough. So even in that gear, which was, like, what, 3rd, has a bit of trouble with this particular bulldozer, so. But this game is really cool. So if you're like me and you live in North America, you really appreciate this game because it feels more like home. Like, this isn't still home for me because it's not Canada, of course, because I am Canadian, not American. But it is very nice. So, like, the trucks I see, the cars, we don't see classic cars unless it's a classic car festival because we have salt and sand, and classic cars don't mix well here. But alas, this is California, and in California they don't get snow in the same way we do, so it's you see a lot more classic cars. Oh look, there's a blimp. That's the first time I've seen the blimp. There's lots of little things like that I'm just kind of noticing as we're going along. It's really cool. So like I've seen like helicopters, I've seen planes, that's the first time I've seen the blimp. It's been pretty neat actually, so I like the little things they've added. So getting back to what I was saying, yeah, it definitely feels more like home in this game because, like, the style of roads, the width of the roads, the types of cars and whatnot are much more likely, much closer to what I would see. There we go. So this engine only has 10 gears, and that keeps throwing me off because I'm used to seeing more than that. By the way, if you have not been playing this game, let me just point this out. The cops are brutal. 1 kilometer over the speed limit and they will get you. It would be nice if you could actually like factor in like some leeway. So it's like, hey, you can go like 10 over, like at the very least, like it is in real life. But no, here, if you go like 1 over, like $1,000 fine. It's ridiculous. There are mods out already for this game, and one of the mods that I noticed was get rid of the cops altogether, which is kind of funny. Do I need gas? I don't think, or say fuel, because we don't actually. No, we're good still. So that was one thing I noticed. Oh, look, there's a plane up there. You can see it. Very neat. But yeah, the cops are brutal. So like they'll get you for, you know, they're all over the place, and if you speed whatsoever, you're gonna get nailed every time. It's crazy. So that's been my experience so far. Other than that, I've been enjoying it quite a bit. So right now, I don't speed at all in this game because I can't afford to speed, essentially. And I have enough money to buy a truck, but I can't get another truck in the garage yet. So I'm not sure if they changed the system where you have to have a certain, have to upgrade my garage so I can get, but it says I can get 5 slots when I upgrade. So I think it has something to do with my levels, the reason why I can't get another driver yet. So we'll see. It's not a big problem for the time being, but I'm really, doesn't bother me either way. This is our truck, once again. This is our Peterbilt 579. I really like the, how they manage these trucks. They did a really good job on both of them. I've used the Kenworth and the Peterbilt, and they are both really nice trucks. Unfortunately, there's only 2 of them, but licensing, so I managed to listen to Squirrel's interview of Pavel, I think his name is, and it just came down to licensing. That was really the problem in the end. It was nothing to do with like they didn't want the extra trucks, they're just that licensing. That's all. And what he mentioned specifically was the fact that in like truck companies aren't used to being approached by a game company saying, hey, we want to put your truck in our game. Whereas car companies are more used to it. Like, you know, think of Project Cars, you think of Forza, you think of, you know, Need for Speed, any of that kind of stuff. So it's more likely that a car company will get approached by a game company rather than a truck company. And I don't think the truck companies are prepared for it in the same way. So that's part of the reason. At least that's what I understand. But yeah, the game is fantastic. I really enjoy it. Funny enough, so if you have been following or been like anxiously awaiting the game, like most of us here. Where's the one above on the top here? There you go, buddy. What's the one I'm looking for? I think it's this one. Oh. There's one that's right on top, but well, I guess I can't get to right now. Anyways, if you have been anxiously awaiting this game like me, you will know that they announced, there we go, that's what I'm looking for. So I'm like, what am I missing? You'll know that they originally announced it was going to be a $20 game. And it was, for most people. Because it was like 20 euros, 20, I think it was 15 pounds sterling, and yeah, anyways, about 20 bucks is what they said. Funny enough, that must be a loan installment. I wish that popped up and said, hey, that's a loan installment, but they don't. Anyways, so in Canada here, because our Canadian dollar is like super low right now, it was actually like $30 for me. Just goes to show you what the Canadian dollar is like. Oh, there's no one in there anyways. So it was actually, I think it was like 28 to be exact. But I had no problem paying that because I know this is it's going to be the foundation of a whole bunch of other things. So without this, you know, foundation of the game, you're not going to be able to do half the other things, right? So, all right. Do we need to slow down? I don't think so, but we do need to take this exit. So like the way the exits are and like these clovers you see here, this is like kind of what we see in Canada, and sometimes more ridiculous things, but this is not too far-fetched for what we have here. And it seems like when you indicate, really, when you indicate most of the time, they get out of your way. Apparently not in that context. But I'm just a bad driver sometimes. Anyways, so yeah, when you indicate, they actually kind of get out of your way a little bit now, is what I noticed, as opposed to what they used to do, which is not get out of your way at all. It seems like. So there's that wagon again. We totally used to have one of those. I remember a guy came to our house, you know, one day, and he was like, "Can I buy your wagon?" And my dad was like, "Why do you want to buy our wagon?" He's like, "I want to put it in a demolition derby." So I think maybe not that time, but there was one time where eventually he said yes, and yeah, you go ahead and buy it. And so the guy bought the wagon, put it in a demolition derby in my hometown, and it didn't win, but it was pretty cool to say that, hey, that's what was our family wagon, I should say. What's left in like shreds now is our family wagon. So pretty funny stuff back in the day. That's going back a long way now. You see those wagons like that with the wood paneling on the side? Very rarely, but from time to time you do. So, this Peterbilt is really nice. I feel it doesn't have as much character as the 5. What were we down? The 389, I think we were driving, or the 379 before, and that actually is in the game already. But I like the GPS on this truck. It's nice and centrally located. So apparently, as far as I understand, the companies that were look at that, interesting. The companies that, or Peterbilt in this case, didn't want the older trucks in there. They wanted to showcase like the best and brightest, so to speak, of their trucks. So that's why you have like the latest, greatest trucks in here, and they're nice. Like in real life, this is something you definitely would want to drive in. I don't think. Can you look? I could look around, but I might crash. They're really nice on the inside. So they have like a little. You can see put the parking brake on, and the little dial. I think it's the. Is the yellow one? No, I think it's the red one down there. But they'll actually pop out and stuff. And if you flick on the lights, sometimes you'll see some of the dials and stuff move, which is really neat. So they did a pretty good job. And they have models for other trucks already, but they haven't implemented them into the game yet because they don't have the licensing. But they do kind of have like, oh look, there's a biplane. Looks like nice. Oh, is it? Yeah, it is. Sweet. That's super cool. So you see a lot of those things. Kind of reminds me of Pro Mods a little bit, so I like it a lot. Alright, sorry about that. Probably for you guys didn't even notice I left there. Gotta take care of a couple things. Anyways. So yes, American Truck Simulator is a great game. I'm really enjoying it. I would like to see more trucks, but I totally understand the reasons why they were unable to get more. So more will come for sure. We know that for a fact. It's just a question of when, really. That's the only factor in this context. Just a matter of time, really. And then once this game, funny enough, this game when it was released like on Wednesday, February 2nd, February 3rd, somewhere in there, wherever, depending where you were in the world, it became #1 in like the top sellers. So just to go to show you like how amazing, not how amazing, but the game is amazing, but just goes to show you how many people were looking forward to and how many people were interested in this game. So there you go. So this is the funny thing about this is because this is America. It's the same thing in Canada. You can turn right on a red light, and you can turn right on. Well, that's the red light thing I was thinking of, really. There we go. Let's give a little bit more space for that bulldozer. There we go. Put it into gear. That always helps. Yeah, so that's one of the cool things about the game is the fact that it went #1 already in the top charts, and I think that's pretty cool. That looks like an unpleasant place to live. Jeez, look at that. Oasis Motel. I don't know if I would call that an oasis. Look at these places. Better pay attention to where I'm going. Yeah, so it's been pretty interesting actually to see what they've added into this game over the other games. It's been pretty. I've been pretty curious to see like all the little things they've added. So it's pretty exciting because when you see something new, you're like, oh, look at that! There goes a Mustang. Now it's not called a Mustang, I'm sure, but that's what it is. But you can always do that. You have your lookalikes. Love the engine brakes. It doesn't sound as amazing as the other one used to, but I'll take it. Oh, sweet. By the way, so see how it says no U-turns? Wow, buddy, that's a stop sign there for you. See how it says no U-turns? I actually took a U-turn just to verify whether you get fined for it or not. You don't. I honestly thought you would get fined for it, but you definitely don't, so I was pleasantly surprised. I don't need to slow down that much, actually. So I thought that was pretty funny, because they fine you for everything else in this game. Like, you know, if you go like 1 kilometer over, you get fined. If you do this, you do that, you get fined. But if you do a U-turn like they say you're not supposed to, you don't get fined. Now, one big issue that I've noticed is the AI apparently can't turn... Oh, apparently we're sliding back here. The AI can't make a left turn very easily. I've noticed. So, if you've ever driven in a city... Whoa, buddy, that was a little close. If you've ever driven in a city, you know you got to be aggressive with your turns. Is this guy gonna go? You got to be aggressive with your turns, because if you don't, you're gonna run into a situation where you sit at the light forever, and that has happened to me a couple times now, where the AI has not made a left turn for like 5 minutes. I was like, it's kind of like a situation where you're like, really? Like, this is what happens. Like, they're all kind of like cautious about making their left turn. Like, should I make a left turn? Should I make a left turn? Ooh, I don't know. I should wait for that. And then you run into a situation where it's like this, where you have like a big long line of people. Yeah, I'm just gonna go now, buddy. But that has happened like more than once, where people just kind of sit there forever and never make the turn. So that has been a little funny. So like the way I would drive in real life, if I were in like Toronto, for example, is the way you kind of have to drive in here a little bit. You kind of have to be pretty aggressive at times. Make sure to make a left turn. That's what I've noticed, at least. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that. If you have this game, you know, let me know what you think. So again, this is what you can do if you have the space. Oh, right, that guy's gonna let me go. Sure, why not? You can make a left turn on a red. It's not a problem. I'm surprised that cop let me go, actually. Maybe he was turning left or something. But yeah, you can totally do it, which is awesome. I think this is the first time I've been in this city. Active fashion. Nice. Sportswear. Asian food. There's some mountains in the background there. Looks like palm trees over there. I think this is our turn here. Yeah, so this is an... Oops. So this is an example where if you're behind the AI, you're going to be waiting for a long time to make this turn. But luckily we're not, so it's not so bad. But they'll sit here and wait for it like to be completely clear, you know, as if they're like a first-time driver or something. It's a little frustrating if you're used to driving in situations like that. You know, like, you gotta be pretty aggressive. Like, they don't go out into the middle of the intersection, you know. Like, especially in this game, like, you know, you still gotta be careful in real life, of course. So, like, people are being nice here, so what you do is you just edge out in front of them like that. There you go. But the AI can't do that, apparently, so... Ooh, look at this. Plaster and Sons. Looks like a little bit of construction sim going on here. Very neat. So I managed to hook up the... make sure we go over the steel plates properly here. There you go. I managed to hook up the SciTech side panel, the joystick, for looking around. It actually works really well. A lot better than... Oh, wow. This is going to be interesting. So I have set the parking to be the most difficult for all of the parking. And I have seen some fairly interesting parking spots because of that. And this one's actually doesn't seem too bad. You can always skip it. And you can actually set the default too. So if you want to always default to like the hardest one or the easiest one or skip it, you can. I think that's fantastic. I purposely set it to the hardest one just for practice sake, honestly. So that's the reason why I did it. Now, ideally you wouldn't go into this third person, but this is what I've been doing sometimes. It's mostly for experience, actually. Because if you'd want to level up as quickly as possible, you do all the parking yourself. Which, of course, you don't have to. You can skip it all. And later on, when experience isn't as much of a thing, I'll probably skip a lot of them just because it just won't be necessary. But if we were doing the same parking spot in let's say Euro Truck with this type of setup, I guarantee it would not be this easy, because the space provided probably wouldn't be the same. There you go. Look at that. First time. It's like I've done that before or something. Sweet. Let's see what we get. Achievement unlocked. Company collector. Nice. $7.3 thousand. Very nice. So there you go, folks. That's the very first video of American Truck Simulator. Let's go ahead and take a quick little photo here. Might as well. Very nice. And I've seen, like, people have been sharing some photos in the Google Plus community. And if you haven't already joined the Google Plus community, I suggest doing so, because people are sharing some really cool screenshots there. I just find it's a better platform for screenshots than Twitter, for example. So, anyways, folks, that'll be it for me for today. I hope you enjoyed the very first episode of American Truck Simulator. Please share your screenshots on the Google Plus community. I've seen some really cool ones there. There's so much to see in this game. I definitely recommend checking it out. It's about $20 American. British, it's £15. Canadian, it's about $28, so definitely worth checking out. Anyways, my name's Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys later.